2015 Jeep Cherokee Trailhawk 4x4?
Correct.
And you were saying that this replaced the Liberty.
Liberty, correct.
How so?
Well, I mean, it's kind of a completely different, a real change for the lineup for Jeep, and that the Liberty was basically a body-on-frame truck chassis, transfer case. Great capability, great towing capability, great off-road. But the segment that it's in, kind of the compact SUV, a lot of the owners, a lot of consumers in that segment are voting for on-road refinement, fuel economy, things like that. Less of the truck base. And so when we started to develop this, now we're in a relationship with Fiat. We have access to different chassis, different platforms. So this is a jointly developed platform. Started out as an Alfa Romeo Giulietta. Now shares some things. He shares with other vehicles, but it's a unibody. This one has a V6. There's also a 4-cylinder, but it's primarily a front-wheel drive application, right? There's disconnecting, drive shafts, disconnecting prop shafts, so that when the weather is perfect, it's basically a front-wheel drive vehicle. You get, even in the Trailhawk, you're getting 26, 27 miles per gallon on the highway. And the Trailhawk is our off-road version. It's going to have more aggressive tire. It's going to be lifted a little bit. It's got the transfer. It's got a PT, which basically, in effect, is a transfer case. They give you a 46-to-1, low ratio, which is unheard of in this segment. And so, when we developed this vehicle to replace the Liberty, it was all about maintaining that Jeep capability, right? This can tow a trailer up to 4,500 pounds. It's got great off-road capability, but let's add into that really good fuel economy, really good on-road dynamics, all of the safety and technology. The Uconnect system is one of the most, highly touted, technology interfaces in the industry. But add all of that, put it together, and it's a vehicle we're really proud of. And I think you'll see that from an off-road standpoint, it doesn't even sweat.
So today we are doing part 2 of our 2-day Mudfest event. Yesterday was on-road, today is off-road.
You're gonna go right.
This is the harder one.
Yeah.
Oh, we're doing the harder one.
Oh yeah.
Oh boy.
It doesn't even sweat. You'll see.
Okay.
I mean, yeah.
So
all the Jeeps do the hard one.
Who are the consumers for this car? Who's the audience?
It's people that it's all over the map. It's old, it's young. You can't define it by just a very specific demographic. It's basically someone that wants something that's going to get them to a destination, and it's going to demand something out of their vehicle. And that can be older, that can be younger. We try to build capability into every price point of our vehicles. If they're segment-wise, they're going to be class leading. So if you can afford a $45,000 Wrangler Rubicon, you can get that. I think when you drive the Cherokee Trailhawk today for $25,000, I think you'll be blown away at the capability a $25,000 vehicle can have. And so, who's our customer? Our customer is someone that wants to be able to travel to a ski resort in confidence, or go camping in confidence, and get off on a dirt road and not really have to worry.
And use it for their daily driver.
You don't have to have 2 vehicles. You don't have to have a weekend warrior that's a rock pounder and uncomfortable and doesn't have cruise control and forward collision monitoring and blind spot monitoring and all of the creature comforts. But you can drive it during the week, and then on the weekend you can load it up and get into the mountains.
And what is usually that deciding factor? And my first guess is probably fuel economy. If I'm going to be going off-road, or if I'm going to be going some more challenging terrain, or I'm going to have an active lifestyle, I want to have good fuel economy if I want to use it for my daily driver.
Daily driver.
Is that the bottom line usually?
Some people, come on, some people, sometimes Wrangler owners, they're not really concerned about the fuel economy.
No, I wouldn't think.
But yeah, somebody buying a Renegade or a Cherokee or a diesel Grand Cherokee that's got a 700-mile range on a tank of diesel fuel, the bottom line is you have to offer consumers choices, right? And some consumers are going to want the fuel economy, some people aren't. But it's definitely becoming, obviously, more and more of a deciding factor of purchasing a Y-Buy is you have to bake into fuel economy. This vehicle, for instance, between this and the Liberty, huge, like a 45% increase in fuel economy from the outgoing vehicle.
Oh, is that all because of what they put under the hood?
Yeah, the powertrains, everything, the technology wrapped around that, everything. New engines, you know, it's lighter because it's unibody as opposed to body on frame, so everything wrapped together. So we're just in normal all-wheel drive mode right now, right? The vehicle's going to sense when it needs to divert power to the rear.
Okay.
Again, it's primarily
auto
all-wheel drive. Yeah, when we get up here, I'm going to go ahead and we'll put it into 4 low. We'll get through this mud puddle. Get around the corner.
So take it slow?
You know, you want to keep a little bit of momentum going. I mean, you don't want to go too fast that you're forcing water into areas that you don't want it, but yeah, that's like a perfect speed right there.
Okay, and that was about 5 miles per hour.
Yeah, I mean, when you're going through water, you typically want to create a little bit of a bow wave to push a little bit of the water. You don't want it crusting over the hood or anything like that.
Yes.
Let's go ahead and stop here.
Okay.
We're going to put it in, we'll just put it in neutral.
All right.
We're going to hit 4 low, and there's like it's not a transfer case, we call it a PTU because it's front wheel drive, but now it's compounding the gears. It's a 46-to-1. I'm actually going to put the rear locker on. It's a legitimate locker. It's an electronically activated mechanical locker. This hill's getting a little bit slippery, you know, and when I talk to people about wheeling, my big thing is saying it's about going as fast as necessary and as slow as possible, or as slow as necessary and as fast as possible. As slow as possible and as fast as necessary.
Okay.
It's all about preservation. You don't want to break something. You don't want to do something. You're out by yourself. You don't want to be walking, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's all about
left.
We're gonna go left, and just with the locker, this thing will just nice, even slower than this. Just let it walk up. We'll go a little bit to the left so you don't tag that rock that's hanging out.
I see.
Get a little bit of wheel lift.
I think it's me probably tapping the gas a little bit. That's why I'm getting a little jolt. But
And I'll show you, there's something here called Hill Ascent. We have an electronic aid that you could actually set the speed and the car would climb up automatically.
That was pretty smooth. I'm impressed.
So you wouldn't have to even use your gas pedal on that. Now going down, I'm going to take the locker off. So going downhill, a lot of times you don't want a locker because you don't want it binding. You want the wheels to be open.
And you can do that on the fly?
Yeah. I'm going to put in hill descent. Okay, take your foot off the brake.
That's a great trust factor, isn't it?
Brakes are a little bit wet, but we see the 0.6 of a mile per hour up in the right corner.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to go a little bit faster.
Oh, you're dictating how fast you're allowed to go?
Yep. So I want you to do this now. The right pushing forward is going to slow you down. Go ahead and try it. Just push forward. 1. See you in 0.6.
Oh yeah. 1.2 now to 0.6. A bit faster. I feel like I'm in a barge. 1.9 miles per hour.
Yeah.
A little bit faster just as I'm coming down. I'm going to back it off a little bit. Back to 1.9 miles per hour.
Now this hill really isn't too crazy, but on a hill that would be slippery and one wheel has traction, the other one doesn't, the electronics in the car can brake better than you can. And it can sense, okay, this wheel has traction, this wheel doesn't, so we're going to put more power over here. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to turn this off. Now I'm going to do hill ascent. So it's coming back on. Now it's like cruise control in reverse. Now I'm dictating the speed. We could have used this going up the hill. I want you to go through the water here.
Okay.
We're not. That side's a little too deep. We're going to go straight through this way. Left.
On the left of the tree?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now there's a little bit of an alligator over here. So when you go in, stay a little bit to the right, and we're going to go straight through. This is good right here. Stay to the left. There you go. Perfect. Now again, I can control the speed as I'm going through. Let's go left here. Where that hill ascent would come into factor is like that hill that you were climbing up and you started to modulate the throttle because we were bouncing. Mm-hmm. To go up that hill without having that happen, you could engage that and it's going to automatically take you up at 3 miles per hour.
And can you override that?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Okay, yeah. So if I hit the gas a little bit because I didn't think it was fast enough or just instincts kicked in.
You'll override that.
Okay.
We'll just go straight through here and then left.
Okay. Good thing this is narrow.
That's one of the nice things about these small Jeeps is they're just nimble, right?
Mm-hmm.
They can just...
I've had a couple of people ask me, even on Facebook, about, hey, if you're going to be testing the Cherokee, let me know, because I've sent pictures.
Right.
Well, now they're going to see this video.
Honestly, this vehicle blows people away at what it can do, and that obviously having a rear locker is a huge thing. Again, wheeling, as slow as possible, as fast as necessary. It's you don't want to be breaking things. You want to let the mechanicals, the engine, the suspension, do what they were, meant to do. And a lot of times, that's not going fast. That's not being a hammer. That's,
What's the next step up if someone wants to go a little bulkier, a little more muscle?
Well, then the next step from a Cherokee is either a Grand Cherokee or a Wrangler.
Okay.
We'll go straight this way. The Grand Cherokee is going to be, unbelievable capability, diesel options, V8 options, great, unbelievable on-road manners, with a hard left here. Yep. And for those that want to go to the next level from an off-road standpoint, the Wrangler and the customization that's available in the Wrangler, and if you get the Rubicon, with the locking axles, disconnecting sway bars, winch ready, the Rubicon is pretty unbelievable. Tops that come off, windshields that go down, doors that come off. You put a 2-inch lift kit on it, and you can get a 37-inch tire underneath it. So,
what's the ground clearance on this?
8.7 inches. So pretty dang good. This is independent, front and rear. It's not solid axles. So it's a legitimate 8.7.
Okay.
But you can see, this thing didn't even sweat on that course.
Nope. I feel silly wanting to take that course now.
You're welcome to if you want, but
no,
that's kid stuff.